Yeah.
they have not really done what I hope they could and done what I want them to do. So I'm really hoping that this game here, game number 2 of the day, can be theirs to take.
Now, I want to see what happens with Vinco, especially off the back of that game we just had, because they had a nice compound to play from, right? It was a good opportunity for them to actually have a good showing in there. They were fine off against Quickmath, but then somehow Quickmath managed to surround them. Then PGA team were also taking shots at the same time. And as soon as they pushed out, they all went down. So I just want to see how they're going to learn and adapt from little things like that.
We'll have to wait and see. Planes in the sky, somewhat similar to last game, a little further west up on the top of things, but should allow for some easier plane paths and flights over towards El Pozo and Monte Nuevo. If you want to go all the way up north towards La Cooperaria, it's become a more and more famous place, a more and more preferred place by some team to go for. We know Avangard likes looting up there. Korean teams like VSG like looting that area, and yeah, it's pretty interesting that the entire northern side has been more and more, I guess you can say, prioritized by teams over the last couple of months.
Interesting. I wonder why that is.
Well, a difference in circle settings, and also you have a lot of rotation opportunities from there. You can just huck the edges, pretty much.
Okay.
So unless if you get a far north southeastern circle, but then, I mean, if you're an edge team in general, you're going to be an edge, like, late rotating team, no matter what, unless if you, of course, get the circle towards you. So should the circle go like we saw previously, even for 4AK, they came in late there, but they're also a military team, so they're used to coming into those circles late and fight around the edge. Now they don't have to worry about going anywhere, because the circle does go up to them.
Well, they do get the circle, and we do get a very far away circle. Deegs is playing a bit of peekaboo right now. He's like, I know you're there, dude.
Not only that, but he just punched out the wheels on the vehicle too. Just because I'm not gonna survive anyway, so I'm just gonna punch these wheels and say, ha! At least you didn't get that.
That's not what PGA team would have wanted, though, to lose a player this early on in that style.
That's the curse, right? You win when you get you get casualties early on in the next one. Sometimes that's just how it is. And despite how, well, I mean, I guess you can say fair the plane pass was, I guess a little bit of overlap there in fight for compounds or fight for vehicles. I guess PGA team, they wanted to just be, they maybe overstepped their boundaries a little bit. They wanted to go east and loot anyway, because these are still even in the sky. So maybe not necessary for them to contest Elgiganten and taking the vehicle there. But unfortunately for them, casualties were taken and down he went.
Now Moonwolf, a team that certainly are impressing thus far. They've had moments of glory, but not a big win coming out from them just yet. They've been right on the edge of it, so they'll be hungry for trying to get that solidified here on one of the Miramar games. For us, not too far away from them either, who certainly will be wanting to improve on what we just saw from that 16th place, all off the back of a team nade coming in. Is never how you want to see things go down.
Not at all. Southern teams, and many of them, will have to make their way up north at some point within the next couple of minutes. And I'm looking to see a lot of teams take this west and eastern path to it, because they know that the teams that are somewhat down south around San Martin right now, they'll have to make their way up north, but they won't go that far because they want to go to the center. So there won't be a whole lot of room to maneuver in from the south. So go around those edges, and then should we see an edge circle again, that's where things could get extremely tricky.
And that's the problem with Miramar, right? Where you get into some of these circles where you say, well, actually, this isn't the safest route to go. Oh, I can't go through this. Oh, there's a hill here. Oh, there's a big mountain. I'm in a rough spot to play from.
And that is something I've been, well, pretty much since Miramar became a map in sort of in rotation and the competitive aspect of things, I've been asking for, I know it's more work, but I've been asking for separate Erangel and Miramar circle settings. Only because, I mean, you drive differently on Miramar. It's just per kilometer you drive. It takes longer to get around on Miramar. The hills are steeper, the valleys are lower, and everything. It takes you longer time to rotate when you're on Miramar. And I feel like the circle should represent that too. Not saying that the game has to last longer, but there should be some tweaks and experimentations done here and there to sort of fit this side of things more, because everything that's been done as far as circle settings go have been evolved around the Erangel.
Well, hopefully.
We'll see. It's a hope.
Things will change, yeah, because I agree with that. It is one of the. It's such a unique map. It's such a great map. There's nothing wrong with the map itself. It's just you have to kind of change things up a little bit to fit into that kind of style.
Exactly. See Swarm southeast down towards Paraíso. They will have to make their way up north. PG, they're already up there in El Zahar, first team to lose a player after winning that previous game. And we can see the rotations coming in now, and as we said just before, they are indeed making their ways around the edges.
Well, you spoke about driving on Miramar. This is where it is the rough drive uphill, but someone has the cars to do it with. Apocalypse going to be happy with his choice.
In before he flips it. 3, 2, 1. Whee! Oh, could have been fun though.
Oh god, I actually thought he was going to do it there for a second. But now he's going to continue on driving forward, and it is that rough terrain that we see multiple knocks coming on this map from little things like that.
Hookstar caught by the vehicle, and now he's down to, I think, is he driving it without any wheels? I'm not sure.
2.
Hookstar was caught off last game as well early on, and just one bullet should be able to take him down. That is some aggressive shooting. You're getting shot from the side. You cannot stand still at any moment. He's 1 HP, and he's gonna get knocked here, and his teammates, they're just nowhere near him.
Now, it took the Nater a long time to get that done, but Hugstar really gifted him the opportunity to do it while he just sat there and did nothing for a while.
It was a scary position to be in, a dangerous spot to start taking fights, and now the other players from Elgiganten are under pressure as well. Once again, Denator and his teammates in Winside are applying a ton of pressure over towards Elgiganten, and they simply just have to turn around and say, you know what, we ain't getting those compounds we wanted. These guys won the battle, but we can still win the war.
The drive continues. The uphill battle, in many senses of the word.
Yep.
4 are within the circle, though.
Ooh.
And 4 AK are going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, knowing Northwest is a guy that, at least for the most part, prefers the bolt action snipers, I think he's, in particular, is going to be exceptionally happy getting himself a AWM added to the list of weapons in his inventory. And
there's no one even close to him. His team are down in the south. He's got a great spot to play from, and he should be able to get some high ground from a position like that to shoot down on top of teams.
Yeah, he pretty much has a kilometer to spare for himself. Now, there wasn't a scope in the crate, so hopefully for him he has a scope from previous lootings. If not, then red dot AWM, of course, it could work like a shotgun up close, right? But I mean, of course, you wanna get the best of the weapon to where it's meant to be played, and that is, of course, at distance. I see all the rotations coming in here to edge and far around the corners. Just to rattle things up a bit, I would love to see a southern hard shift now. Just because everyone's been maneuvering around the sides to come in from the top, west, and east side, and just to force them all to go either back where they came from or just straight down, that would be extremely fun to see.
And a swarm, they're going to go all the way around on this eastern side. And that'll give them plenty of space to work with here as Tarlans are being pursued by Se7en. We are jumping into Se7en. Krabbit can see what's going on.
He's turning around now too.
He's like, oh, maybe went a little bit too far. I got a bit carried away. Some shots come out towards him. So at least he makes the right decision.
Nice reaction play for him too, because I think he saw out the window of the car there that they had stopped their vehicle. It was like, nope, 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 nope. I'm not going to run into that trap. So they're going to make a maneuver around. And fortunately for them, Swarm maneuvered their way east around El Sahar, so shouldn't be any confrontations in that regard. But they still have a little while to go until they're inside the circle. Deeks driving in circles, entertaining our cameraman. That's good. Good sport.
Making sure you keep them on their toes.
Yeah,
Follow me, boys. Yeah. We're going this way.
It's like the cat with the laser, you know, on the wall.
Yes.
Woo, 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 woo. Can you catch this? Can you find it? Can you find it?
And then you just turn it off and they're like, oh.
Where did it go? Tarlans, they're going to be pulling up on the compound here. It's a decent spot. It's on the edge of the circle, but with a new circle popping soon, they'll get to rotate, hopefully for them, whenever they want to. They have plenty of room out there on the eastern side, and of course, they're just sitting around here hoping and praying that the circle will go in their direction. No, you're in a hurry either.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams still in the blue this time around. It's not usual. We saw it from 4AK. Swarm have done it before as well so far, but a lot of teams still prefer to just get themselves in early on or as early as possible without having to stick it out. As the circle does center up, Toby, you get exactly what you called out for.
Yeah, that is as center as can be, and you can see how many teams on the edges here. Main issue with this circle is that if you go down south, you have San Martin. At this point, I don't think anybody really wants to drive through that. You wouldn't expect teams to still be there, but they could be, and that's going to be enough of a pressure on you saying, well, that means we ain't going. And there are edge compounds available, but as you can see already, I mean, everything in the center is taken. And even if it's not, the compound next to Tornado Energy, how would you ever get there at this point if you're a team on the edge? Like, you'd never make it in there. You'd never make it in there.
PG-18, though, they're going to get in with their 3 players. Remember, they lost their player very early on. As Resu, this is not the time to do it.
Yeah, I'm looking around. Where did this happen? It is down on the southern side. Yep. At least they have some room. It's just a bit of a friendly bumper hit, which might be friendly meant, but not taken that friendly, I think.
Swarm still just coming in. The new circle will be restricting soon, and they are just about got outside the blue. Se7en making their way in as well. So Tarlans and Se7en could still meet here. If you're following the map stream, they're actually in a position where they could just cross paths once again.
I wouldn't hope for Tarlans to set shop up on water treatment, hopefully cross the road to the west, because I mean, we know these roads on Miramar. Every time you have to cross them, there's normally a person dying, especially when you come into the late game. So play it smart, stall that out a bit, and go further center. This we're talking about it, the greed. Don't over-aggress, but take every inch you get.
Elgiganten, they lost Hugstar early on, and it was a huge loss in that sense, especially as they were like doing a little bit better overall.
Yeah, and they have a center position too. I mean, there was again the thing where you can go greedy, but I mean, always got that one compound further, one compound further. That makes sense to do, but you gotta have your friends there with you in case the guys in that building says, well, you ain't coming in our house, that's for sure.
Vac, as always, getting stuck in, getting involved. Stellar, I think they have been one of the most active teams, at least in a smart way of doing it. You can't compare them to Se7en, who just literally want to frag out against anyone, but Stellar have been playing the aggressive fights, but from their compounds in a smart way every single game here. As Resu's got shots coming out of him from every direction at the moment. He's thinking, great, I can't get any cover. I need to just hold on here. I really need to be brought back up. And this is where Moonwolf are in a bit of trouble.
See Resu up on the hillside here by himself. There's not a lot of cover available. Arco gonna throw a smoke there. Hopefully he'll get the rest up. But as you can see, there are multiple teams shooting at him, and this is gonna be extremely dangerous for him to go for.
If Arco can pull this off without them getting tapped down, that's going to be huge as Savage continues to rattle off some bullets towards them.
There's a reason he's on the top of the damage boards, because he's just shooting at everything. Doesn't matter the distance, he will try and see if he can land the shots. But a bit of a ridge line, little bit ridge line there, does manage to stand in his way.
Does manage to get back in, but my god, there was just constant fire put off towards them. There's VG now.
Yeah.
A nice spot. They do. So this is what I do like from VG. Both times right now in 2 games, they've got a little bit of a split going on here. Players aren't fully together, but they are on this whole gatekeeping duty. They want to make sure they keep keeping teams out. We just need to see them successfully do that with some fragging in there as well. As the new circle pops, we go for a bit of northwest play in there, and this is going to be hard for a lot of these teams trying to make their way, and especially anyone who's gambled on water treatment there.
The only thing to me is that Dex, though, he's inside the city. You see him shooting right now from inside the city there on your map. And the guys on the team, they aren't really around to help him should anything happen. And the same way, the other way, should they be under fire, that EXO can't really do anything to help them. I mean, I like a good split, but this to me is a split that's a bit too far. And he's inside the city too, so it's really hard for them to really do anything because they don't have the info they need in order to fight around it. Now, Circle does pop, goes a bit north. Majority of the teams are already in. But then again, I mean, there are still teams on the edges and they're trying to plow their way through.
Kaz finds himself going down to Tornado. Melman, he's looking for a second one. This is really nice, Melman.
Good shots coming out from the CIS team. Melman, talented player, and he shows us right there what he's capable of doing with the SKS.
They started off strong. He's now trying to hit the knocked player, but he'll still be able to hit Vac regardless. He's just trying to fire some shots back at him. They don't fully know where Vac is at this point, but Molman will be stolen away by Ronnie.
A little bit of a steal coming in there. Rezo does go down there. Second knock he got. Will be finished off by Tony Soto with the SLR as well. And this is just all it is. Teams sitting on the high ground positions trying to tap at people at a distance. That's all it is. Nobody's fighting close right now. And of course that's only going to last for so long, because eventually all these teams will be forced out into the open and take the fights up close. Calvin goes down, and the guys at Desperados try to rotate on forward. Cold Mensa down too. Tau Sarah down as well. And now it's just Fake remaining. I don't even know where it is.
So Zera picked apart, and he'll go down as well. It is just the one member left for Desperados now, and he's all the way in between Quickmath and Winside, but...
Yeah, Fake is at the distance. He was the one trying to hold them. Normally that's what you do. You set the 3 guys up with the vehicles, and then you have one guy sit behind trying to look at the windows, make sure nothing's too scary, but there were simply just too many things happening there, and Fake had no way of holding all of them with 2 teams shooting actively at them. Holy headshot, otherwise. Good shot there.
Typical of Se7en, but once again, 4AK, steal it away. That's the second kill they've managed to grab there. 4AK are thinking, all right, we'll just watch these knocks happen and then we'll start shooting.
That's a strategy.
It's one that could work if they can keep this up as well, as Se7en will start to push their way forward. They're hungry to now get involved in some of these fights. They've got PG, Winside, and Quickmath nearby them.
You can see Quickmath up top, they're kind of arguing, I guess, whether they should go out and engage in this one or just stay inside their building. And I think them staying is the wiser choice right now. Se7en, they got full control on the edge here. Nailep, last remaining player on his team. Again, they got a win in the previous game, and they're looking to potentially go out in 16th here.
Tarlans as well, if you're watching the map screen, have only just got back into the circle now.
Yep.
They're just behind Moonwolf, and they're waiting to come in, but they've got 4 players left alive, as the circle does benefit now. The players that are fighting up here, where Se7en, PG, Quickmath, and Winside are.
If you're Quickmath right now, you've got to make this rotation. You cannot set 2-2 split at this point. There's simply too many players alive for you to be allowed to hold the wide 2-2 split. You need to prioritize which compound are we going to settle for, where we're going to bank in the circle to go. And right now, they're taking the more center spot. I like to see it.
And that's sadly the end for PG18 off the back of a win on the first game. They lost a player early on, the first player, and they will be the first team to go down. Constantly stuck within fights.
You can see it right here. Had they not come down, this push could have become a really, really big threat for Quickmath. But they made the rotation early. They knew the pressure could come at any moment. And they lived to take down one of the guys from Stella. Only back remaining now.
Nice from Vinco. They find 3D Max, and this has been a fight that's been waiting to happen, right? Because VG looked and saw them go across ages ago on their initial rotation in, about 2 circles ago. And now they're actually going to find them all moving in. Phantom, he's doing his best. He's raging forward in the car, but it's not going to work. He's getting spun out. More shots coming towards him, and it's not going to be the one. But he actually gets stolen by Top. Swarm. Wow. Naughty. They get the job done. And VG now got to be careful, because there is now another team that will know where they are. Swarm are going to be looking for them. And actually, it's Ronnie who's come in and found one of the VG players. Again, 4AK. They seem to be everywhere.
Swarm is hogging a compound that's outside the circle, and they know for a fact that they have a long rotation to make. Oh, Soda, you're going to wish you hit that one to begin with. Swarm lands the headshot on him, and that pulled him off a bit. And Wacko is doing everything he can to stay alive here. 1v3 now. It's going to be difficult, but he does have 2 of the VG players down low.
Wacko just hitting all the shots. As soon as someone pokes out him, he's doing the damage. And he hasn't lost much health himself. Looking for Soda now as well. Wacko's aim is on point. He's just ripping them apart. If he can get the reload off, he knows there's one more player remaining, but he's going to go in for the finish. Lands another headshot once again. And Wacko is just looking unstoppable. One more player to find. Oh my God! Wacko, an absolute beast. 3v1, and he dominates VG.
Wow. We said that we wanted these Frenchmen to start delivering, and despite Wacko losing his entire team and now also his vehicle, that's unfortunate, that was a hell of a one-man performance.
I need to go back and count how many headshots he hit. Jesus, that was on point.
In all fairness, there's not a whole lot but hits that you can hit when they peak the way that they did, but there's no way that he should have been allowed. As soon as the first person takes fire and he crawled back before he got knocked, wait for the 2 other guys, peek him together, and take him down. That was a big mistake on VG's side. Yeah,
it should have been an easy refrag, right? Even if he managed to get 2 of them, the third one should have been there to give the backup.
You're
completely right. But Tarlans, once again, I said they kept 4 alive. They're now under pressure. Going to lose Pancho here.
Yeah, they have a rough rotation to make. They're not inside the circle yet, and on a wall, they're doing everything they can to hold them at bay. Arco is miles out in the open, and he's gonna go down now in just 1 second. Down he goes. Maga secures himself. 1 more kill, and honestly, I mean, Tarlans, the aggression we didn't see from them yesterday on their ankle, they've kind of been throwing out here on Miramar.
Yeah, they're seeing if they can change up the style and make it work here on Miramar. Maga's going to find himself getting knocked down to the floor by Elgig. And they are really stuck here. They've got Elgig, Art of War, and Quickmath all shooting at him. As finally Wacko goes down, but it's just the play zone that's going to eliminate him this time. They'll be out in 13th place now for 3D Max.
Yeah, lost his vehicle, and that also became the death of him in the end, unfortunately. So Circle does go east, as we saw just before, and we have multiple teams, including Elgiganten here. They'll have to make their way over towards that eastern side of the remaining circle. It's not a lot of room. It's really, really open. I mean, I guess I could say there's plenty of room, but there's not a lot of room that you can play from. Yeah. Really open ending. We saw similar things in the previous game, but where there was some dips and hills around that center area of the map, this time it's actually more pancake.
For Se7en, and Winside. It's going to get very interesting. 7 or more grouped together. Winside got the 2-2 split going on here. Quickmath are in a nice spot, but they've got more teams probably coming towards their exact position, which is going to be harder for them. And somehow, look who's still there. Mr. Fake, he's just chilling.
He's not in a hurry.
He's like, okay, I can just hide here for a little bit longer. No one's done me any damage just yet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Moonlight wasn't an educated mechanic, so we can't make that Harley Davidson roll anywhere. He's all by himself up in that shack outside the circle too. And believe me, Art of War will most likely get to take him down should one more other team not be able to do so. I'm surprised that Art of War hasn't moved yet, because the longer you wait, the more teams will be aware of where and when you have to go. And just give yourself that little second more of time to make the rotation on out, instead of having to run with the blue on your back. Moonlight taken out. It's going to be Tarlans out in 12th place. Gifted Rope doesn't realize it's a dead guy yet, but he probably will real soon. Art of War pushing up towards Nellis now.
For us back involved and wanting to make up for that previous game. And they will start onto Art of War. Rip9 finds himself knocked, and they're going to continue to try and push forward. But for us, they're not leaving their compound just yet. They're looking to grab all the teams that are rotating. They're doing more damage here as Tony Sosa, he finds himself going down. The teammates are throwing out as many smokes as possible, trying to give him some cover. The car blows up, and Benku now is just going to sit back and hope that he can kind of provide some fire here. But Metralius, he's going to send straight for him. The nade goes out, and Elgig steal one of them away. But for us, they want to get the job done here.
I like the rotation from For us. They knew where the pressure was applied. They knew where the opponents on the northern side were, and that means that this side of the hills should be open for them to play from. And they have to figure, though, if they want to full commit to the compound or not. It's on the edge of the circle. It would be in there, in as they are right now. And they have to really figure out whether they want to commit to it or not. Nillas is actually the only guy in this compound at all, and the opponents don't know that he's there. Vac gets himself one more kill. Make that the second for him, but he's all by himself, and he's very visible.
Yeah, there is not a lot of cover here for Vac. He's got a smoke that he's going to go try and hide in. He'll be able to med himself back up. He was on 1 health here. And maybe the other teams will be a little bit busy and leave him alone once again as Tornado get eliminated for AK. They're getting the job done here. They lost Ronnie, and they were still able to hold on. Now they're trying to send it to 7. Krabak's trying to hold on to it as well, but he just gets pushed out, and his teammate was not there to help him out there. Buster and Elderwise all in the background.
And to make things even worse, next circle has gone even more center. The game really wants us out into the open, and there's 4 teams fighting up north here. 4 AK, 7 Swarm, and also Vac has made his way into this area of the map, and they will all be excluded in just a couple of seconds. Edelweiss trying to hold them off, but he goes down and returns. Swarm now full on pushing on this one.
Otherwise, the only one who was trying to hold off that push. Buster came out a little bit too late, and now he's just going to back away. He's now shooting out the window, tries to get the job done, but a huge turnaround comes in, and Broken shuts him down.
What a play from Broken right there. He needed to get that kill, and he got himself into the good position to get it as well. You see 4AK making the push in the compound now. If they realize what they're up against, if they somehow manage to figure out where they are, there could be plays happening. But Nelas on the other side of things takes the far up against Art of War. He will be going down, though, getting just one knock in off.
Elgig still in it, all things considered though. 2 players left alive for them. As for us, they've committed to this. They've been fought over and over again. Nade going out here from Mize, and this could do a big bit of damage. Stella goes out in 9th though. They're not able to hold on any longer. We could see more teams going down pretty soon.
4AK continuously applying pressure towards Swarm. They have taken down some of the players already. It was a 4v4. And now I believe it's a 3v2, maybe even 4v2 going in the favor of 4AK. Issue here being that they cannot sit up here a whole lot longer. Circle is already closing in, and they will be excluded up from that area in just a short moment. And look at the hillside they'll have to push down. It's going to be Nixty, 5 kills already, 11 for the 4AK bunch.
4AK have come alive once again. They are going to be looking to potentially get a big win here on top of a lot of kills and see what they can do. As Elgig, they were right down in the south. They were trying to push out, but both Winside and Art of War finish them off.
In order for 4AK to make it out of here alive, they need Northwest and they need his AWM to start getting some knocks, start forcing these teams to focus on getting each other back up on their feet. If they get tunneled by multiple teams, everybody knows, oh well, that's a team up on the hill. They're going to be excluded in a second, and everyone has an angle on them too. You gotta start doing some damage if you want to be able to make a push on up from here.
Plenty of smokes going in down for the 4AK team. Nades go up. All in favor of the Winside team. Spraying coming out as well. And even Desperado's fake is in there. He's trying to chime in now. He's like, oh, I see some people. Why not? I've waited out for long enough here.
You say that, but as he's been waiting, as he started shooting, Memo also heard where he was, and that's going to be the death of him. So much pressure applied towards 4AK, and I do not think they're going to get out of this one alive. Winside, really good hold on towards them, and I think they must know at this point. They must know where Nixty is sitting. He didn't get this first aid off. He doesn't have a first aid. Only 9 bandages remaining.
3 become 1. Nixty's trying to hold on. He's got to use his angle to his advantage. The boom goes to look for it. He pre-fires the wrong angle. And that was close. That could have been a straight wipe. But Angry Kids, they're going to be out in 5th place.
Good double peek. Good double peek. That Denethor was there to help him out in the end. Look at this positioning. We have Quickmath in the compound in the center. We have Misa up there. It's going to be Molotov thrown straight on the feet of Apocalypse. Jumping down towards him. Not able to take him down. And Silencer, though, does get to finish him off in the end. And this is the most strange ending I've seen in a long time. 25 minutes and 8 players alive. And there's so much room and so little cover. 2 guys on a buggy in Circle 7. That's when you know they're in desperate times.
Thank you, just taking shots at him, trying to make it land, but he's running out of bullets. He's taking some damage himself. Donator actually lands it. This is really nice cover fire coming in. Winside going to go try and get themselves in this circle now. Two of them have made it through.
They have a whole ridge line they can play from. I mean, at this point, they must know that the last remaining team are indeed the guys over on the other side. This rundown is going to be difficult. Winside, they got some smokes from the dead guys in 4 AM, and they're using them as best as they possibly can. They need Rue and Moon, though. Come up here, apply some pressure, start shooting on the other side, and Rue does manage to get himself down, Ben. Good
shots coming out there. Spraying through the smoke, trying to make sure it happens, but they can't connect the shots just yet. Quickmath know that if this is going to be a chance for them to win this, they need to join in and taking down Winside.
What?
Massive spray downs coming in. Art of War go out in 3rd.
The spray control coming in from Moon there. He hugged it. He just stuck to it through 35 bullets, and he got it on his hand. I don't know what high, vertical sense he plays with, but that mouse must have been off the keyboard, off the table, I guess you can say.
Now we're into the chance for Quickmath to try and take him down. They've got a good position at least, but for how long is the question. Winside know exactly where they are, and Myers pops out instantly. A few shots landed up on him.
You can see they're just holding the ankles here. Circle is dead in between them, but the thing is that the Boom and company, they have made their way on up. They have pushed further forward, and they've placed this extremely well. Winside, we haven't seen a whole lot from them up until this point, but 10 kills so far, looking to make it 12 for the win.
And if they don't get the win, that would be a huge loss to them. With 4 players alive, they have so much control.
They have everything here. Quickmath, they need to make the way on out from the broken wall in just a short moment, and I'm not seeing where they can go from here.
Okay, there's literally no cover for them once they do get out of that wall. They have to leave the safety eventually. They're going to make sure they get themselves as meted up as possible as more shots are being landed. And Winside, they're not missing much at this point, are they? They're just hitting everything.
Boom is like, I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them. I'm the expendable one. Let me get within 8 distance, and I will indeed take them down. Quickmath trying to throw whatever smokes they have available, but those smokes being thrown are being used by the other teams now as well. Moon on the side, trying to hold a good angle here. Spots out in Silencer, and you can see the blue circle damage, how much is chunking him down. He won't even be able to get around the corner, and they might actually just be better off just taking the blue down here. There's no way they're getting out alive.
Mize manages to get one knocked down, but his teammate finds himself on the floor as well. Going to be finished off straight away, and Mize, you're all alone. You're stuck behind the wall. There's not much you can do, buddy. And the moment you poke, they are going to be ready for you, and that's exactly what is happening. The spray down comes in. He's trying to hold on. He's done actually really well against Moon. Mize finds himself one more in there. So he's not done for yet, but that blue is coming close, and it's going to potentially finish him off soon. He's got to be oh so careful on 31 points of health, and he expects one player to be at least pushed up on him.
Every single point matters, and he just got himself 2 of them. That's going to be the finish of on towards Moon as well. He is carrying, he is doing everything he can to get as many points off this as possible. Is he going to hug it? Yes, he is. Great effort. I like to see it. He realized, you know what, I'm not getting out of this one alive. The fact that he gets 2 kills there in the end is extreme.